50 more days. That is the benchmark President Biden is setting for the states to begin giving out coronavirus vaccines to all adults in the U.S. who want one. He made the announcement last night in his first primetime address since taking over the White House. President Biden also said that the country will have enough doses to vaccinate everyone 18 and up by the end of May. So Debra Alfarone is covering the latest from Capitol Hill. Debra, while the president offered his vision of hope in the coming months, he also kind of reflected on just how tough of a year it was.
And what a year, right, Anne-Marie? He did, and he used a word that struck me. The word was collective. He referred to a collective suffering, collective sacrifices that we all made, and he included himself in that. And it's really that empathy that is getting people to say that this was a pretty effective speech.
President Biden delivered his first primetime address as the nation marked 1 year since the first coronavirus shutdown.
No one could have imagined what we were about to go through.
The president said there would soon be enough COVID-19 vaccine available for anyone who wants it.
I'm announcing that I will direct all states, tribes, and territories to make all adults, people 18 and over, eligible to be vaccinated no later than May 1.
Mr. Biden also announced a goal of a return to some semblance of normal life by the summer.
If we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day.
This speech came hours after the president signed a nearly $2 trillion coronavirus relief bill into law.
This historic legislation is about rebuilding the backbone of this country.
The American Rescue Package includes funding for vaccines, schools, and state and local governments. It also provides for another round of stimulus checks of up to $1,400 for most.
People can expect to start seeing direct deposits hit their bank accounts as early as this weekend.
The bill made it through Congress without the support of a single Republican in either the House or the Senate. The GOP opposed the measure on the grounds that it contains too much unnecessary spending.
And going back to the president's speech, he also announced that there would be a new website that the government would be putting together so that people could go and search for vaccines instead of what they're doing now, which is kind of checking out a patchwork of different things and going vaccine hunting online. Anne-Marie.
Yeah, very, very difficult for particularly elderly that are not used to being online like that. Debra, the president's speech, in his speech, he also addressed the rise in hate crimes against Asian Americans. Activists have said, that this uptick is directly connected to some of the racist language used surrounding the coronavirus. What did President Biden say?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, he did. And that was one of the things that people are talking about this morning, the fact that he spoke about this specifically. So he said that these instances are wrong, they're un-American, and they must stop. So let me tell you this, the national coalition called Stop AAPI Hate, they actually estimate that there have been more than 2,800 firsthand accounts of people expressing hate towards people in the Asian American Pacific Islander community since the pandemic started to the end of 2020. And so the president did have his executive order and basically, saying that condemning the rhetoric around the virus and all of this. But lawmakers and activists, they were pretty happy about that, but still they want it to go further. They say it's not enough. They'd actually like to see legislation that ends up putting together something in the DOJ, having a specific person in the DOJ to look at these types of hate crimes and really hate crimes that are related to the pandemic. So they want everyone to go just a step further.
Interesting. The president and vice president, Kamala Harris, they're going to be actively promoting this relief package. What can we expect to hear from them today?
They're going to be delivering remarks in the Rose Garden, and they're taking the show on the road, Anne-Marie, and that includes everyone. So President, First Lady, Vice President, Second Gentleman. That's what we call him, right? I always get that kind of like, was he the first gentleman? He's the second gentleman. But they're all going to be on the road. And actually, the president's going to be going to Delaware County, Pennsylvania, which is not too far from his home in Delaware. And so, they don't want to make the mistakes that they said were made back in 2009 and 2010 with the passage of the Affordable Care Act and also the stimulus then. They want to get out in front of this. They want to get the message out there and really promote it and let people know how this is going to affect them. So lots of information. It'll start later today, and certainly we'll have it on CBSN, right?
We certainly will. It's clearly all hands on deck for this. Deborah, thank you so much.